dude, right before stream, so I'm like, yo, I'm streaming soon, and I got a link to my Twitch, of course, like how I always do, and I go to the front page of Twitch, and everything freezes, and then it comes back, and then I'm like, okay, and then I get the link to my Twitch, and then I make my posts, and then I'm like, cool, and then I close the window, like I minimize my internet window so I can open up Clip Studio Paint, and then my whole desktop was just black, and I had to restart my computer. So that was a little bit scary, and that's the second time this has happened. And specifically, it has happened both times when I've gone to Twitch, which is weird. What the heck with that? Oh, hang on, you guys are in the way. But yeah, howdy, welcome. No, it'll take me a little bit to get the Terry Bogard outfit. You will have to be patient on that. But yeah, thanks for being here. No, yeah, and we haven't finished this yet. We're still plugging away on our magical girls, but we're gonna start with Pisces. No, Aquarius. No, Pisces. We're gonna do both of them today. We're definitely gonna do both of them today, and we might also get to Scorpio. We'll see. So yeah, let's get Pisces rocking and rolling. I was wondering when you're coming out. Yeah, plugging away. Something, the tortoise in the hare analogy, you know? I'm zooming in so I can get someone's head shape, so they can be a consistent size. You know how things work around here. My own BGM is too loud in my ear. Why is her colors all fucked up? Hang on, let me fix her colors really quick. Go over there. I don't know if I did something weird or if I just failed to color her in right. The eyebrows will always do that. These, like, kind of edges. These small little bits. The places where the fill bucket, like, can't reach, you know? Alrighty, cool. Water and fish are separate. Yeah. One is fish, and it's technically like two fish. Think about the yin and yang fish in Avatar. At least I'm pretty sure. It's a little irrelevant, the amount of fish, though. And then technically it's not water, but it's a jar holding water. So yeah, that's how they're different. I'll keep crafting her right here. I want to make sure she's a similar height as everyone else. My goal is I do still want to finish this by, like, this month. And then once it's finished, it can become fun, cool merch available at my fourth wall. So yeah, that's the goal. I want her arms out. Fun, but it just does make her really wide, so I gotta be aware of how much space she's taken up. Let's get our boxes into play. She doesn't go here, but I'm gonna just position her near Libra so I can see how big we're working with. And then we'll scooch her over into her proper box allocation. Not sure if you were just prioritizing Teto, but your Safari Zone adventures aren't on the VOD channel. Yes! Don't worry, I know. They are ready to get uploaded. I just gotta make a thumbnail for that one. But don't worry, I've been aware. Every day I log on to YouTube, and then I'm like, I gotta get that happening. So yes, I do know. And it should be out probably after I finish streaming today. I'll finish up stream, get that thumbnail finalized, and then Sorry, I was thinking. And then, edit. Libra, I symbolize justice. Sagittarius, I'm an archer horse. Scorpio, I'm a cool-ass scorpion. Aquarius, I just hold water. See, Cereza, your analogy falls apart because you immediately just jumped to, it went Libra symbolizing justice to Sagittarius just being a horse with a bow. You have not missed much. We're still just, figuring out, Pisces' pose here. There we go. That is what I want. Surely one of these days Twitch will remember to tell me when you go live. See, I don't know. Twitch is too busy. So I've not watched a single second of iShowSpeed. I have no opinions on iShowSpeed because I've not watched a single second of his stuff. I don't know what he fucking does. I've heard no big controversies about him, so there we go. That's every single time I get onto Twitch, it's like, you know, it'll autoplay some streams, and it's so often him, and I'm like, I don't watch this guy. I don't. Why do you think I care? So I don't know. I feel like Twitch does its best, but shrugs emoji. Thank you. I liked the new video as well. Y'all should check it out. It's over on Twiins 2. I've got a funny little edited video of me fucking around in Elden Ring. Panda to the lowest common denominator is what he does. So what, men? Like, it seems, from my very limited experience, he seems nice, I guess? I don't know. But like a ludicrously popular and rich young dude, with nothing better to do but to waste a bunch of money. And that seems to be it. So, I mean, I don't know, he hasn't bummed around some forest in Japan, you know? So, he's better than some of his ops out there, isn't he? Saw some fanatical, hard-earned Hallelujah concert. That sounds pretty lame. Like, not on your end. If you enjoyed it, that sounds swell. But, from my perspective, it sounds like a church. I like that the video implied Smash or Passness is a part of the scrub experience. It is. You, listen, trust me. The biggest thing keeping me playing Elden Ring is the husbands. And you saw, most of them are covered up. One of them is a fucking wolf man. And they're still the best part of the game, if you ask me. What are the ideas for Pisces? My idea for Pisces is, I'm going to describe it as mermaid princess. So yeah. I know, it's a pretty stellar idea. Yeah, these bangs are kind of a lot. I need to focus for a second because I've decided to be weird about them. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll have to, I looked up the, 1, 2, 3. I looked up the colors for all these a little bit ago. 1, 2, 3. And I do believe we're playing with, like, teal and green. Like, blue-greens. Bluey, greeny, tealy colors for Pisces. And then more straight blues for Aquarius, who we'll do next. The thumbnail was peak, and you're clearly more patient than me. Thank you. I was really worried about the thumbnail, because quite frankly, my first thumbnail for Twiins 2, the one I did for Pokemon Champions, was one of the greatest things I've drawn. It's so funny. It's the funniest thing. I see it, and it makes me giggle. And so I was like, man, I can't do that again. That's the problem. I'm like, whatever I do next will not be as good. So I was really worried that the thumbnail would end up being kind of mid. Oh, wait, that's right. We gotta figure out what weapon she has. How does she fight, you know? Of the Pokemon Jeopardy video. Thank you! Oh, that's right, I also did Pokemon Jeopardy, didn't I? That's been cooking for forever. If you saw the thumbnail, you probably saw that, my second favorite number. You probably, or if you saw the description, you would know that we recorded that before the Winds and Waves even got announced. And I was kicking myself for not being quicker on the draw, knowing that Pokemon Day was coming up. But, I don't know. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I was too busy finishing up a incredibly long and hard-working, like, Teto video that nobody fucking watched. Whip, Trident, Meteor Hammers. I love the Pokemon Jeopardy. I think Trident is probably the way we're gonna go. Did you have to hoover up the puddle Allison had melted into? No, she re-solidified by the end of the video. Hoover. That's the most British sentence you've ever asked. And we got a front-facing character here, so we gotta be careful with these eyes, because they could easily become kind of weird-looking. Go with thick-ass eyebrows. I love me a thick eyebrow character. I think the eyes are a little close. I tend to do that. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. That looks right. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking a giant bladed ring that she has the two fish etched onto, like etched into the blades. See, okay, now here's a opposite question. Okay, what about hook? Just one big hook. Catch fish. Chugs my stale pee. How do Brits feel about iced tea? How many of you, I have a shocking amount of European, like European across the pond, chatters, it seems. How do y'all feel? Have y'all tried iced tea? What are your thoughts? If you haven't tried it, I do recommend. It is really sweet. It's sweet by nature. It's sweet tea, that's the point. But like, big recommend. What do fish eyes look like? Oh wait, I know what fish eyes look like. Great. Cool. Okay, let's get this cute outfit figured out. Not a tea person? That's alright. I wish I was. But every time, the problem is I predominantly drink tea when I am sick, and so I've kind of Pavloved myself into thinking, oh, I'm drinking tea, that must mean I'm sick, you know? Suggesting a fishing rod as a weapon is giving me war flashbacks so that one useless character from later Ruby. Boy, that does not narrow it down. Oh wait, you mean Clover? I suddenly remembered him. He did have a fishing rod, didn't he? It feels like he didn't, because so many characters just punch. Yeah. So many characters in Ruby are just like, what if I just punch? I'm drawing really big frills. I need to focus for a second. Or slaps weapons, yeah. Yeah, they love doing that move. It's because they don't have to animate anything, and instead they can just have the characters chit-chat for a second. Because that's why you make a show, to just pump it out, not because you're passionate about a story or anything. I don't believe I've ever actually drank tea, not hot tea anyway, since I hate hot drink. Fascinating. Yeah, I like tea plenty enough, but it's definitely not my go-to. I do prefer... Between hot and cold drinks, I guess I prefer hot drinks, but I don't like how much of a time limit you feel like you're on them. But I got sensitive teethers, so I don't like cold drinks as much because they hurt my teeth. But I do prefer cold drinks, so what a double-edged sword. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just giving her a pretty wide foot here. 5. Cool. Wow, that's a bad looking foot. Hang on, I think I can fix that. Everyone has their weaknesses. Favorite tea is spearmint. What? That's bananas. Maybe I'm just imagining like the wrong thing, but I'm thinking of a minty tea, and in my head it just ain't right. 3. Okay, there we go. That's more of a foot. There we go. There we go. God damn. Just don't look at him that hard. You must respect the artists who can draw feet. Feet are harder than hands. That's my hot take. There we go. Okay, cool. And this is also like a cool kind of anklet thing here. No, that's a weird foot. It's so wide. I don't know, shrink that down a little bit. Make the big toe a little less weird. I don't know. Just fake until you make it. Just don't look at the toes that hard. Spearmint is pretty minty. And then down here, Mintu. Mint flavored Miku. Double-edged sword implies the existence of a triple-edged sword? No? Having 2 hands implies the existence of having 3 hands? A triple-edged sword is a mace. That's all there is to that, isn't it? I guess my problem is I'm just not looking at feet enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th foot, and that's as good as it's gonna get. You just have to accept it. You all know you don't come to Twiins for foot content. Cool. Great. Awesome. Tooth implies a 3rd. I gotta figure out a good kind of sleeve situation here, and I think we're gonna echo the shape of her dress with like a shawl thing here. Aquatic-ish, mermaid-y. It's giving sea foam, you know? Awesome. Amazing. Cool. Alright, great. Wow. Oh, that's right. We gotta give her, like, a weapon. 2 words. I can't count. That was good. that was a good one. Oh, I know what I'm doing with her hair. I'm trying to decide if I want something on her midsection, and I don't think so. I do want these to connect, though. And then probably have like a bow. Oh, yeah. I'm listening at work right now, and I swear, if the receipt printer jams again, I'm going to crash out. That is the worst. Oh my gosh. The receipt printer, especially because it's always when you need it to definitely not be doing that. Yeah, it's always like, when it's like, I've got so many people in line, please just work. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get her hair. I want it to be visible, and so I think I'm gonna have an angle kind of this away. Yeah, okay. Great. And that's on a different layer there, so now I can kind of make it look pretty. Nice. And now her hair, it's like mermaid. She got mermaid hair. It's like a fin. It's like a you see, you know. Real mermaid hair would be if I had something that like dangled down here and could cover her titties conveniently. But I'm liking the shape of everything right now. I don't want to fuck with that. So we're reinventing mermaid hair. Belt with her sign as a belt buckle. We do gotta get, what's the Pisces sign look like? Let me Google that really quick. My laugh fucked up the printer. Pisces sign. I'm Googling it on my phone because I had to restart my computer, so I don't have like the Google open on my phone. Okay, there it is. Okay, so that's a pretty easy sign to get in here. I think we'd totally incorporate that. Just a matter of where. I think I don't want it on her waist. I don't want to clog up this area. It would kind of break her up too much. So instead, there we go. That's the Pisces sign. I mean, the fancy H. How many of them are even well endowed for that? None of them. I tend to draw squares for my girls. Fun fact, initially there was supposed to be more chest size variation in Grim Magic. And specifically, I believe Aquabelle was supposed to be a bigger girl in a way. And there she is, that's Aquabelle. I can't remember how her dress looked exactly, but yeah, originally she was supposed to have, like, kind of some titty. But, I opted out of that because I didn't want to have to keep track of their titty sizes. And also, especially with her design, she had kind of like her modified kimono outfit, and her, like, long hair, and so it was just, like, awfully, there was a lot going on right here anyway, and so that's why, everyone's just kind of part of the, itty-bitty titty committee. In my head, magical girls are, the magical girls I make wander between the age of, like, 9 to 13 anyway. And, you know, every girl is built different. Some girls, you know, start developing when they're younger. But, I don't know, man, they're just kids. I don't need to be drawing them honkers or anything like that. Twiins' laugh is so powerful, it makes people turn into her cult followers the moment they hear it. Man, I wish. I'd have a much more successful cult if that was the truth. Okay. And then I'm gonna do something kind of interesting with her weapon. There we go. She's got a hook. Maybe we had a little bow at the end there, because that's cute. And it'll be a, we'll do the line art in a cool, fun way too. Alrighty. Awesome. Looking good, looking cute. She's got a lot of personality. She'll hook your eyes out. The opposite of every anime gacha game. She doesn't draw big titty girls. I'm bad at it. Listen, even Ruth is like, As the Sky Falls, when I draw Ruth, she's actually quite similar to to Aquabelle now that I'm thinking about it. But Ruth is similar where she's got her hair. And she's mad at you. She does not like you. And then I'm drawing her and I do that. I still just do that. And then she has her suit and everything anyway, so. And she's a really realistic middle finger, like, oh man. Pop Team Epic. Anyone remember them? That was a funny anime. I only watched the first season, though. I should see the second season. I think I would like it. Hi, welcome. Come on in. We've got Pisces Illustrated. Yippee. She's taking up a lot of room. I might squidge her over slightly, just so she's not hugging the left wall so closely. It's kind of hilarious seeing, like, these, like, big room-taking ones, and then Aries is like, I'm in the middle. A boring pose. That's alright. Listen. They can't all be super-duper interesting. It is what it is. I just woke up people talking about boobs. What did I miss? Talking about how flat the girls are. Oh, well, it all came about with the lack of... I was talking about how usually mermaid hair would have hair covering her chest conveniently. But I didn't want to fuck with what we got going on. So she does not have mermaid hair, despite the general mermaid appearance. And that's where the conversation kind of began. Maybe it's just me, but I find drawing boobies to be surprisingly hard, especially when you want to do dynamic poses. I think for dynamic poses, unless they're untethered, like, a bra should support a titty. And so, from there, you kind of shouldn't be worrying about it too much. That's one of the more annoying things about a lot of anime and crap, is that they have boobs just wiggle and jiggle around like they are not supported by anything. And it's like, okay, so that's fine if you have your female characters not wearing a bra, but it's like, why aren't they? But if they are unbroad titties, then yeah, it is a lot harder. My general recommendation is they're water balloons. They have the same physics as water balloons. So go fuck around with water balloons, and that's how you can learn the most. Titty advice with twins. The implication of quite a complex looking little crown back here. You can't see because I gave her these big ass bangs. And then in white, so you can't see her right now, that's her Pisces sign. And we'll be playing with white line art with the with her string as well. Yeah, the tongue's wobbly there. Hang on. Being able to see, that's kind of the duality of a wide open mouth like that. So, you've got a mouth, and you've got one where it's like all tongue, and you got another one where it's not all tongue. This one looks like it's open wider, which can be great, but it implies more like a fear. So that's, I don't know, the language of a wide open mouth in anime art styles. More tongue is happy. Less tongue is a scourge. Untethered. She's definitely my favorite. Am I biased because I'm a Pisces? Yes. Do I care? Nope. See, listen, that's the fun part about astrology. Everybody is one of them. And if you don't care, if you're like, I don't know what my star sign is, couldn't give a shit about it, then it's like, cool. But there's still 12 fun, cool options for you to pick from. So which one's your favorite, you know? And I've really played life on the edge here. I'm gonna copy and paste this eye. Cause when you're working digitally, you should cheat. You gonna look me in the eye and you tell me that goddamn, like, Michelangelo wouldn't be using copy and paste if he lived in the modern times? An absolute fake Michelangelo fan over there. If you insist that. Alright, cool, great. And then we will reassimilate that into our layer. Yippee! I got Cancer and Libra. Yeah, this will be so fun. I'm excited to post these on the merch store. Because I want to see if my theory is correct that I will predominantly see people buying their own month, like their own astrological sign, and then I just get to have, like, the stats on when people are mostly when their birthdays are, who are following me, you know? Such a Sagittarius thing to say, I don't care. The illusion of choice. Draw legs and cover them with a dress, or draw a detailed crown and cover it with high bangs. Dude, the amount of times, it's quite the Aquabelle stream today, the amount of times in Grim Magic's first chapter that I'd be like, okay, and now I'm gonna spend a lot of time drawing Aquabelle's hand. Fuck, because then she's got, like, her big ass sleeves. It's like, cool, I'm so glad I really labored over that hand for no fucking reason. Yeah, I got a round edge I need to be careful of. Eh. Cool. I did it. I drew the half circle. I wonder how integral crabs were to the Greeks for them to immortalize them. Not particularly. They're based off of the constellations. And so it's really just a matter of what they saw. And so if you come from a place with a lot of crabs in them, you look at a constellation and go, that looks like a crab. It's I think Orion is the most interesting kind of example. Orion is my favorite constellation. Yeah, it's really easy to find in the night sky because you look for 3 stars in a row. You got 1 star, another one, and another one. 3 in a row. That's his belt. But the story about Orion kind of wanders depending on where you are. Sometimes Orion is a hunter wielding a bow in his constellation. Other times, Orion is a warrior with a sword and shield. And that's fascinating, that, you know, you look at a constellation and the vague shape of it, and it's like a Rorschach test in a way. And so I think that's probably why we got crab on the menu with Cancer, because there are crabs. Look at that thing. Looks like one of those little freaks at the beach. Yeah, huh? Scorpio is tied to his constellation due to the mythology. That's also true. Mythology played a huge factor in a lot of the constellation stuff. So yeah, it's more culture than anything else, which is pretty neato. Culture and then art. And isn't that what all art is, really? I think it's just like a line of stars, but I got you. I mean, yeah, like that. Listen, I say all this, and it's tougher these days because we live in the modern era where there's a lot of light pollution. It's harder for us to see the stars these days. which is a bummer. Fun fact, at one point there was like a huge power outage in a city. I forgot what city it was. Like, I want to say New York, but New York might just be my default city, you know? And a bunch of calls came in to 911 during this power outage. Because they were like, the sky looks weird, the sky looks weird. And it was just that they could actually see, like, the Milky Way galaxy. For, like, the first time. So that's kind of, I think, a good example of how much harder it is for us to see astrological signs in the stars these days. So yeah, but I agree. I've also always kind of struggled to see any huge illustrations in the night sky. I think most cultures see the urban constellation and saw a bear. Probably. I think you mean Ursa. That probably got translated to urban. But I think you're right. Some of them are easier. Listen, Big Dipper, there's only so many ways you can interpret a square with a stick hanging off of it. I think the first time I actually saw the Big Dipper was when I was fully marooned in a forest. Wow. Damn. I will say, so my current job, I have to wake up quite early, and I don't like doing that. But during the wintertime, it was pretty nice getting to look at the stars as I walked to work. Now, we're wandering into summer, so by the time I'm out of the house and walking to work, it's already bright out. So less exciting, but I don't know, whatever. I just don't like waking up. I know, right? Today I woke up so fucking early. I woke up at like 5:30 today. My day off and everything, and I'm like, what the hell? Why? Why is it so bright? Why am I so awake? What are the cops gonna do? Listen, when you don't know what's wrong, call 911. Hello, what's your emergency? The sky is weird. It should, you know? What else are you gonna do? Bring up Einstein? I'm drawing like a shockingly complex ankle bracelet. Okay, great. In the news, Ted, of the week, I see that we got a new mobile game that's got itself in hot water for using AI and specifically lying about it. That seems to be like the biggest takeaway. If you're gonna use AI, you gotta just, say it. You would, have people choose to or to not play your game anyway. But lying about it, this has demonstrably been the thing that people are most upset about. Yep, neverness to everness, whatever those words mean. Every time I've said that title in front of Allison, she has gone, that sounds stupid. And she's right, it kind of means fucking nothing, but I know that this was a highly anticipated game. People were excited for NTE so much from what I could see perusing on Reddit and such. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's me making sure I don't give her too many toes. These are the steps you have to take when you're bad at drawing feet. This is huge and bad. You seen CN use AI thumbnails for the vids lately? I wouldn't know. I can't comment on that. And I can't assume like one company doing it means all of China is doing it, yeah, pretty dumb and lame and completely unnecessary. And the big thing that I'm thinking, I'm like, why in the hell did it take you so damn long to make your shitty game if you're gonna pump it full of AI. Like, that's the thing. People have been really anticipating this game because it was announced, like, forever ago. It had its first big announcement trailer, like, right after Honkai Star Rail released. It was around then. So that was, like, what? That was years. It was so many, at least 5, it feels like. You take this long to make your shitty game, just another gacha mobile game. And then it's like, well, okay, so you used all this AI, so why did it take you so fucking long? Like, you suck, dude. And I do hope that AI bros do take notice. Because I've seen, generally, your Chromebook was being a sticky poo-poo. From what I can tell, people's opinions on AI are either, like in games like this, are either people going, I don't care. Like, they just have no outstanding opinions on AI usage. Or it's them vehemently being like, I do not support AI, I do not like AI, I do not want to play games with AI. There's nobody who's like, oh yeah, it's got AI in it? Man, I can't wait to play this game. Like, no one is like that. At best, they are apathetic. And at most, people are actively, like, they actively dislike the usage of AI. And this is something that I've been seeing, like, this is not the first or only example of people vehemently being against AI. Across the board, consumers don't like it. The consumers don't want AI in their crap. And I do hope that AI tech bros sees that and kind of starts to take note of, oh, maybe I shouldn't pump all of my money into this. Because it's clearly not gonna go well. I mean, go ahead and waste all your money if you want, little tech bros, but the money is elsewhere. People don't want, the masses, most people do not want to engage with AI. And that's not just me from an artist perspective, not just me and my little video game VTuber kind of sphere. Across the board, normies don't even like AI, you know? And so it's like, just give it up. They'll think they just aren't trying hard enough. Well, yeah, they aren't trying. This is the funniest thing. You make fun of an AI generator. They like to call themselves artists, but they're not. And you go, well, you didn't make that. That's not real art. And they get really butt mad. And it's like, well, bitch, learn how to draw. And then people won't be shitting on you for being bad at this. No, you can't sell your crap in like conventions. Nobody wants your shit. Pick up a real pencil. Learn. Yeah, it's hard. We all had to figure it out, though. If I can, you can. There's white line art. We can't see it very well because the white background, but it doesn't really matter. I am just implying the fishing line. And we will get to see that better once we get a colored background into play. But I think it's time for us to get Aquarius also illustrated. We're gonna have both of them drawn up and then we'll color them. That's like when NVIDIA announced their AI graphics feature. It does look so ugly. Everyone was like, this is an active downgrade. And I can't fathom how Suits were like, this looks good. I don't see how they must be gaslighting themselves. How these little boys are sitting there going, yippee, yay, this, I love how this looks. When it's the ugliest shit you've ever seen. Cool. So yeah, let's start drawing up Pisces. I'm going in with fewer hard ideas with Pisces. I kind of knew exactly what I wanted to do with... No, Aquarius. I kind of knew exactly what I was doing with Aquarius. Sort of don't know what I'm doing with Pisces. Fuck my ass. I knew what I was doing with Pisces. I don't know what I'm doing with Aquarius. Bitch, I'm still figuring out, and I've been at this shit for years. Exactly. I mean, it's just like any other fulfilling, fun thing. First, you do it for fun. You draw because you enjoy it. You make music because you enjoy it. You sing because you enjoy it. You edit, you dance, you hike. You do all this because you enjoy it. And then, you see if you want to make a career out of it. Not everyone who draws should make it their career. And that's not me saying you're not good enough. That's me saying sometimes it's good to have hobbies. Making something your job means you no longer can use that for fun, you know? Because suddenly it feels like work. And not every artist wants to approach art like it's work. I respect getting that bag, but it's not for everybody. You can be a master class. And you don't have to make a lick of pennies off of it. You don't need to sell commissions. You don't need to sell prints. Not if you don't want to. If you go in being like, that's the job I want to do, then you have to learn. Just like how if you go, I want to be a rocket scientist. Cool. Go learn how math works. I want to be a chef. Cool. You go learn how to boil an egg right. I want to be an artist. Cool. You have to go learn how to do that. And I don't understand why tech bros think, and so many other people, think only art is the acceptable exception, when it's not. It's a craft and a trade, just like woodworking and metalworking, you know? Just because I'm sat at a computer drawing pretty girls doesn't mean it's any less work. Doesn't mean it took any less effort to learn. You know? But I'm preaching to the choir. You all know. Maybe if one tech bro wandered across stream, I could hear my impassioned speech. Suits due to art. Suits don't see art. They see dollars. You're so right. The dollars are gonna run out if they keep doing that, though. No, I would not like my characters to look yassified in video. Yeah. Surely we can't do two fish. No. But here's the thing. I've done Aquarius before, in a way. But it was a fellow. It was when I was doing Drawn Out. It was, I've got an idea. It was, like a series that I thought about doing, and then I stopped doing Drawn Out. But I was gonna draw all of the astrological signs. As I can't remember if the explicit idea was as Hot Boys or not, but yeah, I drew a couple of Hot Boys. Hang on. I've got a hair on my. Hang on. Get off. Okay, cool. She looks like a magical girl of Vaporeon, maybe? That's why I think my Vaporeon Aquarius. Listen, they're very similar paths, aren't they? A totally understandable one. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing my best to follow my line of motion here. Okay, good. Okay. That line of motion, this like kind of spine line I drew, was something I wanted to really make sure I followed, because, so, Aquarius, jar of water. Water has no form. No solid form. That's kind of its whole shtick. Is that it contains, it takes on the form of its container. Otherwise, it is free-flowing. Everyone knows this. This is basic shit. But my idea is to incorporate that sort of flowy formlessness in her design, which includes body language. Body language tells you a lot, you know? Leo is a really different character from Virgo. You know, and you can tell based on how they hold themselves, how they express themselves, yada yada. And so that's why I put down this like strong line because I wanted her to look like she's barely holding herself up. Her legs are a little long. But yeah, I wanted her to look like she was barely holding herself up, and I didn't want to let myself deviate from that. Sometimes, you know, yeah, you have like a sketch going, and then you keep kind of twiddling it, and then you end up with, oh no, I've just drawn a character, you know, standing man emoji. I think some people should practice more. Here's a fun thing to practice. Being really extreme with your art. It's not something you need to always do, especially if you prefer, like, portraiture. But just a fun way to, like, really push things. And it's something we've talked about a little bit, but, like, it's the difference between which, like, you got a surprise character. You know, you got a character who sees something and they're like, wow, look at that thing. And you got, wow, that's pretty surprised. Okay, and a nose, you know. And then you got, which one's more surprised, you know? And knowing how to push those boundaries can help you temper yourself a little bit more when you are doing something more like portraiture. So yeah, and that's just one example. You got like silhouette shapes. I mean, I remember we were talking about actively pushing the silhouette with the Virgo's hair. Movement, that's another one. I see a lot of art that's like, I'm gonna draw a character throwing something, and it's, and then, you know, they've got like their other arm over here. And it's like, yeah, you know, that's a throw. But also, if you push that even further, a ball. You just really push that extreme movement. Like, you know, you're just learning. I like how I've given him like a club for both of his other hands there. So yeah, don't be afraid to, I don't know, just really go cartoon with it and push your boundaries on your art, cause being bold will do you more favors than being safe. That's my handy tip. Magical girl ooze. No feeling like realizing that in real scale Pokemon like Vaporeon or Furret would be huge. Only kind of. I don't know, I think it sort of depends. I never liked the in-game, they would have like in-game examples of like, here's Pokemon standing next to you, trainer, and like Sinnoh loved doing that crap. But I was like, okay, but your example trainer is like 4 foot nothing. And I am taller than that. Gotta harness all of my art power from all those still lives I did in college. Conjure up vase. There we go. 'Tis a vase. Wow. Alright, cool. Great. I'm loving how this looks so far. But now for the really fun part, why do I have her head all cocked to the side like that? It's because we're playing with Aquarius, right? How viable is long hair like that? I'm not sure. Will I change it? I don't know. Long ass hair, yep, there we go. She has an ear infection, that too. Twiins always pushes the long hair. I just like long hair. It's so pretty. Hang on. I gotta really turn my head so I can see what I'm doing here. My glasses are falling off my stupid baka face. Alright, alright. Nice. Alrighty. Sleepy. Cute. Good. Hell yeah. Alright. Ghost Miku from Project Voltage, but make her water themed. If Ghost Miku and Water Miku fuse together. I gotta figure out some bangs here. Maybe some unobtrusive bangs, because, you know, I like my long hair, but I don't want something covering up her face, necessarily. If I do that, then I just gotta be, like, smart about it. Do I want something covering her face? Do I have blunt bangs? Do I already have a blunt bang girl? No. Okay. I do love me my blunt bang girls. And I'm gonna blame... Boy, there's somebody to blame. Is it Hi Puffy Yumi? I don't think so. Maybe it's Twilight Sparkle? No, it's Stocking from Panty and Stocking. I think she looks cool. I've not seen Panty and Stocking, but like obviously I've seen them. And it's like, yo, Stocking's so fucking cute. She's got an ear over there. Cool. Awesome. Great silhouette. I might give her like a head accessory, because I can. But let's get the shape of this dress in play. Again, we're pushing that water flavor with asymmetry. Hell yeah. Stocking and Twilight are the blunt bang girls of all time. They really are. Give the gloomy girl a veil. I feel like a veil might be a bit much. I'll consider it. I gotta figure out what kind of footwear we're going with. Let me take a gander at what kind of shoes we got going on. Nothing all that special. Okay, great. Then cool. I can kind of default to some of my favorite shapes. Favorite boot shape. And while I quite like fold-over boots like this in general, that shoe was a crazy shape. Okay, okay. The actual goal is I want to continue the shape language of the rest of her. Everything's really downward. Obviously. Everything goes down. I wouldn't want her to have, like, pointed up shoes, because that's going up. You know? So, hence, fold over shoes that naturally go down. I'm gonna suggest Greek sandals. We got plenty of girls. Somebody can get some more sandals. We've already got some sandals up here with Virgo. So don't worry. There can be more. And I've done a good job with this hand. I kind of don't want to mess it up. Okay, cool. let's get our vase kind of drawn on here. She makes her look so heavy. The way I've drawn her, she's just like, oh my god. There's so much water in here. No. I was gonna have like a line, like a seam line, but I don't want that. Who is messaging me? Oh, it's the weather. They're probably the magical girl B team that only comes into play when there's a conveniently water-themed baddie. You think? I feel like most magical girls adventures have a water element one on the team. Am I only thinking of Ami? No. So yeah, there's Sailor Mercury, and also there's the blue one from Ray Earth. I can't remember her name. So yeah, at least 2 watery magical girls. Oh, what's let me Google what the Aquarius sign is. Okay, cool. Wow, you'll never believe it. It just looks like little waves. Okay, then that can easily go on the jar, actually. We'll just have this be like a cute little bow. When in doubt, give a magical girl a bow. Awesome. She looks so cool. I love this hair. I think my Captain Planet brain say all of the words dang. I think my Captain Planet brain was talking. That's a magical girl show, right? You know what? It's pretty much a magical girl show, if we're being honest. I do want to give her some kind of headpiece. It's just a matter of what, though. When in doubt, a big bow. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, that's not quite right, but somebody was cooking earlier. Yippee, we've got another sheer element in play that I now have to draw. Awesome. Let's get some line art. Dang it, Twitch, you had one job. The blue magical girl in all the magical girl shows have a... the blue magical girl in all the magical girl shows that have a blue one. I think sometimes they have ice too. Yeah, here's the thing. The big example really would be Precure, but I haven't seen any of Precure. Does that make me a fake magical girl fan? Perhaps. I've thought about it. I've been watching a gal talk about the show quite a bit recently. Her name's like Doriami or something. I forget her name, but whoops, that's the wrong color. I forgot her name, but her stuff's been a lot of fun. So I've been learning about Precure through her. Yeah, this bang is kind of weird. It's there we go, but it's a little thick. There we go. Okay. As usual, with sheer elements, I'm going to ignore the veil. It'll go on its own special line art layer. Hang on, sorry, I decided wouldn't it be nice if she kind of looked like she was always crying? So, so I fussed around with her eyes. So now her eyes are really shiny and dewy. Cool. Don't worry, that'll look less weird once they're in color, and you'll see her pupil versus the eye shine. I think Aquarius is an air sign. Yeah, I think you're right. Which is hilarious, isn't it? If my calculations are correct, they're actually in rows here. So this first row is our fire signs, and then second row are our earth signs, and then our air signs, and then the last row is our water signs. So yeah, Aquarius is hilariously an air sign. You'd be a fan of a genre without seeing everything, even the mainstream ones. Yeah, I don't know. They seem nice, but also they seem kind of long. You know, that's the I have so little time to just sit there and watch anime. And you know, I say that, but what do I spend most of my free time doing? Watching YouTube instead. So I don't know. Maybe I just gotta get good, Scrub Lord. Hang on, don't want to fuck up the nice hand I drew. Yeah. Cool. Okay, great. Oh, somebody mentioned, one taker asked a very good question that I want to mention in relation to Summer Teto. Because I forgot this happened last year. Last year, we didn't get enough submissions, basically. And Critter, Allison, and I chose the winner ourselves instead of having you guys vote, because they're out of the 6 finalists, there were like only 9 or something, so it felt silly to do a vote for that, and instead we just chose the finalist. If a similar thing happens this year, we will do that again, where we choose we choose the winner instead of having it go to a vote for you guys. So, you know, be aware that if we just don't get enough submissions, that is how it works. I would have mentioned that during the announcement stream, but like I said, I had completely forgotten that had even happened. So yeah. Now you know. Just be aware. We've gotten 1 submission in so far that I've seen. So very exciting. It's happening. It's beginning. Creative assembled triumvirate. I don't know what that word means. You can't be throwing out hard words like that. I did? I think you did. I thought you did. Somebody did. There will always be a winner. I was about to make a Magnus Archives reference with the vase. It would be lost on me. Allison would appreciate it, though. All I know about Magnus Archives is what I've learned through the grapevine of Allison. Of my friend being like, in Magnus Archives this happens, and I go, cool. I know the guy's name is Jonathan. That's about it. Sometimes when I can't remember what it's called, I call it the Magnus pre-cum. Allison has just come to accept that. That's about all I know. Yeah, I did that, but you said it was a good question. There are no bad questions. Only bad answers. That is not a proclamation for you guys to test that. I don't want to start seeing some stupid questions in chat. But also, you all know I love answering questions. So how mad could I really be if I spurned on a oops, everyone started asking a bunch of dumb questions trend. Aquarius is definitely kind of like the Magic Girl. She's a little bit like Sailor Saturn, where she's kind of only in one arc. She doesn't do a whole lot because otherwise her hair would be too much. I was gonna say that the vase was the homophobic vase, but it was forced to not be homophobic because now it powers a magical girl. I wouldn't know. I'll tell Allison that. Dress up your questions so they at least look smart. Got my special line art for my sheer element. It does kind of give her a ghosty La Llorona kind of vibe. Nice. And now I'm gonna hide that sheer element. So we can color. Let's do some coloring. The fun part. Yippee! Okay. Let's start with Pisces. Okay, let me also rename this layer so I know who it is. Alright, there we go. Probably busy doing something dumb like making sure tsunamis don't destroy all of Japan. Dumb question, have you ended up shipping these girls? I have not. I tend to not ship my magical girls too much. But I have not. We're only like halfway through though. Well, a little bit over halfway. So, you know, maybe Scorpio ends up being a total badass. Wow, wrong layer. I think I want her to be a little bit. Yeah. And look at how nice the fishing line looks now that we can see it. Wowee. Man, these feet are bad. It is what it is. So yeah, I want to kind of play with teals for Aquarius. No, Pisces. Did you hear that incredibly Australian no I just gave out? I gave an absolute noer right there. Oh, hang on. Her hair is not finished. Ones I've not shipped them yet, but we're only halfway, so who knows? Exactly. Can't stop me. I think Leo and Cancer regularly fistfight while starting it for completely different reasons. Perhaps, perhaps. I guess this means you just have to get both of them. Because you can't get one without her little girlfriend. She'd be all lonely. You should ship more of them. Got these thin-ass lines that the Phil Bucket doesn't want to play with. Cool. Turned Australian by the mermaids. You know, I think we should have more Australian mermaids in media. I feel like only Monster High was brave enough, and we should bring that back more. Do I have somebody with their mouth already open? Yes. I want to pull the same kind of similar colors for girls that go in a collection like all these magical girls. Just because it can look a little goofy if somebody's got like a really purple mouth or something, you know? And it's like, why is that one like that? We've also got some pink pearls. Ooh, pretty. Man, that's nice. That's nice and cute. Man, I'm stretching. Looking down too hard. Pisces has a menacing gaze. She could absolutely fuck you up. She's having the most fun when she's in combat, I think. Hell yeah. And we got a lot of white in this design. That we will have to be careful to play with smartly. Hang on, I'm coloring. You know how it is. Okay, cool. Okay. You know how it is, I have to constantly think all the time. I don't want that to be yellow, actually. I think I want that to be another pink part. Or do I want a pink bow? Yes, I do want a pink bow. It can be the same piece, stupid, except for the center. Could be another pearl. Nice. Hell yeah. After a time skip, Pisces is super buffed up because she thinks doing 100 push-ups is fun. I think you're so right. There we go. That's the shape language I want. And I also want some purple in here. Because look at that color palette. God damn, what a cute color palette. And the silver of her fishing hook can also be the silver of her cute little crown. Work smarter, not harder. You don't need to find another shade of gray. Cool. Awesome. Eyelashes are gonna be colored. I tend to go for black eyelashes, personally. It's easier to hide your mistakes that way. But, you know, I can fuck with a good colored eyelash every now and then. And then all this fun paraphernalia on her cute little ankle bracelet stuff. This is gonna be, shockingly, where the most of her color comes in. But I think emphasizing a fish character's swimming parts, parentheses, the legs and feet, is kind of the play, you know? Twiins will one day expand into dark blue eyelashes. Someday. What's this? Aquarius looks like she's judging Pisces for her energeticness. That's a hard word right there. And then, but Io says that's only in the English dub. In the original Japanese, they call each other Pookie Wookie Honeyboo Princess. Pookie Wookie Honeyboo Princess. Wow. Wow. Isn't she cute? That is an absolute princess right there. I've done a great job. I'm amazing at this. No one will ever be better at art than me. And now, let me delete these layers I don't need. Cool. Now let's color an Aquarius. Twiins does what we don't want to. Think. You think they're giving sibling? That's fun. Aqua color. And let me also change this layer. Keeping track of your layers is integral to having a fun, good time. Alright. Wrong fucking layer again. Yeah, I think I want that. If I'm smart, I would actually color in the rest of her. Make sure the skin looks good against all the blue. Because surprise of surprises, what? She's gonna have a really blue heavy design? Oh my god, you don't say. Let's get creative. We're gonna select our layer. We've got a soft brush, pretty wide, and a darker blue. Yeah, boy. Fucking gradients, am I right? There's another pretty white, heavy design. Apply lots of kind of a seafoam flavor. Yeah, gradients! Perhaps are introduced in season 2 with the controversial reveal that they're from Atlantis. Oh, well maybe they're Atlantis-specific friends. Like, the magical girls have to go to Atlantis to save the day there. And, they get to hang out with our watery duo while bumming around under the sea. Okay, there's a lot of blue I've already used. And so now I need to find a good blue for her hair. It's kind of stormy looking. It's a little vibrant for my personal liking. Yes. Yes, I think that is what we're going to do. Awesome. Excellent. And on a new layer, so I don't fuck up my jimmies. She's got multicolored hair and a gradient. The animators hate her. Hang on, I'm focusing. You know the classic Twiins got really quiet because she's coloring maneuver. Cool. You think they're giving princess maid dynamic? Well, see, now I'm curious to know which one you think is the maid. In between the two. Is it the one that's clearly princess coded with a tiara, or the other one? Cool. Alright, great. And then I think I want to... just have that nice yellow follow through within the design. Obviously, you all know. You're smart. The yellow is playing complements with blue a little bit. Blue's complement is technically orange. It's a weird skin tone. There we go. But yeah. A nice magical girl yellow. So we're not drowning in blue around here. It is a really blue-heavy design. Listen, if your favorite color is blue, have I got the magical girl for you. And then black legs. So yeah, the black leggings. That might feel like, whoa, what's with that? And to break things up, just sort of another value on her, without incorporating a new color. I did just color in her vase, by the way. It's just basically the exact same color as the background. Ta-da. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Get that. That's basically the Aquarius sign is, by the way, like this. So, you know. I think we've got it on lockdown. Magical girl E is a technical term. It is. Pisces is super cute, and Aquarius looks like an unbothered queen that's also on the verge of a breakdown. I thought you were referencing hit Ruby character CL Soleil, I say, in jocularity. A smooth use of jocularity in the year of our Lord and Savior 2026. Does anyone else hear jocularity and think of Father Mulcahy from MASH, or is that a me thing? She's got her kind of dewy crybaby eyes. See, we got a lot of blue. And a lot of blue. Blue, 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 and then some... Oh, yeah. I'm figuring out what eye color I want her to have. There we go. Wow, she's so cute! MASH mentioned. Dude, MASH rules, doesn't it? I think MASH is a very you thing. It's like from the 40s, so I don't expect other people. I don't expect other people my age to care. I used to have a box set of the series. Fuck yeah. Oh, it's from the 70s? Listen, I know it was the Korean War. I don't know when things happened. Time is a concept to my stupid squishy brain. Are her hands a different shade of brown from her? Yes, they are! I had altered her skin tone and I forgot about her hands. Good eye. Yeah, because I wanted her skin tone to be a little bit orangier, brighter, warmer, so she wasn't all kind of blending together. But good job you. Wowie wow, what a cootie pie. Oh, and then I just need to get her, boink. Hell yeah, oh right, her veil. Cool. And we don't need to be super particular with a sheer thing like this. I'm gonna lower its opacity. Lower the line art's opacity. I'm gonna reselect the veil. Gonna select our layers. Oh my god, a veil with a gradient? The animators absolutely hate her. There we go. That's our water girl right there. Pretty damn cute, if I do say so myself. What a fun collection of magical girls. What time is it? We haven't been going for that long. I think we could probably get Scorpio in here. What do you say? I feel like one of you have been asking for Scorpio since day one. So, let's figure her out. Time is a concept. Twiins Inc. Philosopher. Twiins is aware the past happened, but in what order is another matter. Listen, when you're an eternal being, everything bleeds together. So, let's get, Aquarius into a folder. Aquarius. Cool. Now let's get rid of this background color. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, Scorpio, I do believe, goes here. Yep. Alright. Looking pretty good. Looking good. We've only got the once we do this, we'll only have the 3, hard ones left. Let's hide my boxes for a second and get another girl going. Plaays is giving a sea fairy cookie, which is a compliment. Oh, is that one of those cookies? Those Cookie Kingdom cookies? I don't play that game. And I feel like every cookie I've seen looks the same, but like, in a good way. But I don't understand the hype about the cookie game. People talk about it like it's the coolest thing since sliced bread, and I'm like, I don't know, they're kind of just little chibi guys, aren't they? I don't even see anyone talk about the gameplay. What does one do in the cookie game? Thank you, Rob, for representing the Cookie Run Kingdom. Altogether, the air row is so whack. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Earth row is really tagging behind. Earth row has got to get its shit together a little bit. I say as the artist in charge. Cool. Here's my big question to myself. Do I make Scorpio's scorpion tail a cool braid? Or do I actually give her a scorpion tail? I think I'm gonna go with cool braid. Because an actual Scorpio tail, I don't know, I feel like it's just not quite right. Some sexy shoes right there. Scorpio's a no-nonsense one. Absolutely starts as an anti-hero. What's safe? Not making her fondest? Not this time. I think it's kind of hilarious and fun how these magical girls have shaken out, where some of them do have, like, animal features, and then others don't. Cool. I've got a general shape idea, like an outfit shape idea. That's kind of it. Twiins building a whole cannon over here. Listen, it's what I do. I'm a storyteller. Twiins, I've been screaming cool braid since you started these streams. Don't let my scream be lost to the void. How to tell if you're a boy or girl. Boy, scorpion tail. Girl, scorpion hair braid. You're so right, though. We're gonna kind of scoodle her forward, so we have plenty of room for cool braid. I'm thinking about shape. I'm trying to consider the third dimension. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, great. I'm trying to consider the third dimension. Shit artists just actually say. So yeah, I was thinking of kind of this like big wide skirt, but now I don't know, because I feel like also we sort of have a lot of big skirts like that. How do you guys feel? What do you guys think? Hum ho ho. I like big skirts, but actually, I think maybe not. I'll just hide that layer. Maybe I'll like it when I come back to it. But let's jump elsewhere on her. What are scorpion eyes like? You know? What's a scorpion's eye look like? I feel like that's a question I've asked before. I don't know. Beady. Scorpions have 8 eyes. I feel like I've definitely asked you guys that before. Am I having deja vu right now? Goddamn. But it feels like old deja vu. That's weird. Waist-high boots. The pants are also boots. We don't need to emulate Scorpion Eye that hard, I don't think. I don't think we need to worry too much about it. Okay. Time for hair. Time to cover up these good eyebrows I just did. kind of similar to how we did with Cancer previously. I'm using the hair, obviously, to imply more of the shape of a scorpion. They got pinchy claws. Pinchy claw hair. And theoretically, you know, I think I've just come up with a good idea to kind of give us that beady little 8-eye appearance as well. But let's get a little bit more of her on the page. On a different layer, I'm kind of planning out my plan of attack for big braid. There we go. So that way I can erase that without having to worry about it being kind of everywhere. She's giving you the stare down, but not the same way as Pisces. Okay, and then the braid kind of keeps going, and then it kind of keeps going, and then, okay, and then... I had a friend growing up who was a Scorpio, and she hated it, because scorpions are gross. She was very Scorpio, though. Sorry, Gabby, if you're out there. You just were. Cool. Awesome. Kind of giving tsundere a bit. I mean, aren't all Scorpios kind of tsundere? A little bit. One, two, three, four, five. And then there's more on the other side. Had not considered how Scorpio fights. Do you think she just kicks? You think she just hi-ya and kicks the guy? That is the right shape right there. Listen, the big cute skirt was cute, but it wasn't the right shape. This is the right shape. She got spikes in the bottom of her boots. I mean, she is wearing stilettos. Her sheer negativity overwhelms all around her. I love kicking movesets. I think they're really cool. I think they could be a lot of fun. Probably a combination of kicking and then, like, doing a big Miku head swing and beating people with her braid. That sounds kind of hilarious. Her braid is secretly a knife. So yeah, this is definitely, she's our karate master here. I do think I need to bring her head down a little bit. Her neck's a little long, so I will alter that. I've got a bold idea with her shirt, and I'll say what that bold idea is right now. I'm thinking of like a houndstooth pattern on it. I don't like that. I don't like that cut. I don't like the vaguely cheerleader looking cut there. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe a houndstooth pattern on the shirt, and I'm like, Self, why? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, now we gotta do that. And it's like, yeah, I know. I don't know. A poisoned knife. It is, though. Cool. Come on. I just want to get the shape of these boots right. Cool. Awesome. I've been playing Tomodachi Life. That's been a lot of fun. That's all I say about it. Oh, what's the Scorpio symbol look like? What accents do these girls have? I think they're gonna have whatever accent. I think we could all around the world kind of have all the a bunch of different accents around here. Scorpio. Oh, it's like a funny looking M. Okay. Was that not the Virgo one? Oh no, it's just a different funny looking M. Okay. But yeah, I've been playing Tomodachi Life. And, it is a lot of fun. Tien Shinhan and I have mutual crushes on each other from Dragon Ball. But, neither of us have had the gumption to just go and fucking ask each other out. And I'm like, do it! Fall in love with Tien! Do it! Marry him! So yeah, that's it. Waiting for also John Ward from Faith, the Unholy Trinity. He could absolutely get with the Milky Way galaxy, like just the galaxy. If he just grew a pair and actually asked her out. So those are the dramatic goings-ons on Paradise. I kind of want to make it clear that she's got cool gloves, but they're also like fingerless gloves. So I'll have to make sure I color in her fingers. Cute! It's a little bit more simple, but I think it still totally works as a good magical girl design. Do I want like a hanging belt somewhere? Is it kind of not doing anything? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, Toadette and Lucifer have started dating. That's a lot of fun. Felt bad because Critter did have a crush on Toadette, but you know, it is what it is. I feel like Tomodachi Life is more fun to talk about than to like stream across the board. I did not make a story, and Alison did. But no. Other island residents include Wayne from Hylix. I've got Bochi the Rock. She's hilarious. Undyne. She's a good one. Banjo and Kazooie. And here's the thing. Kazooie almost immediately fell in love with Banjo. She asked him out 3 times, and each time Banjo rejected her for either me or Ink, to the point I was like, don't date us! And so I just set us as siblings to Banjo. And then Banjo tried to ask out Ruth from As the Sky Falls. Ruth didn't even show up to the confessional, though. So, it's messy. Tien, the doctor said if you work out more, your neck muscles will get big. Yeah, get too big, yeah. Yeah, Tien's a lot. Anytime my shoulders hurt, I think about him. Is Milky Way rivals with Andromeda? I've only made Milky Way Galaxy. I hadn't made any other celestial elements. Tien just asked me out already. Tien Edit Edition. I hate everything about you. Listen, I've played Tomodachi Life on the 3DS before, and my me never obtained love. Has never found love. Other people will be like, same day, or like Tomodachi Life released, in game, here's me, my wife, and my child, and it's like, how, and all I want is just for my little in-game me to get a little boyfriend. We live together. Me and Tien Shinhan live together, and we both have crushes on each other. The Miis just aren't doing anything. They're just not asking each other out. And I'm like, why? Now's the time. Just do it. They were roommates, yeah. Could always add air to the island to spice things up. If the Milky Way isn't cutting it. I've got I like kind of going in like bursts with the islanders. You get kind of cool like little waves of characters. Having more villagers definitely makes it more exciting. I do like if you get Tomodachi Life, I do recommend being like, don't be afraid to keep making characters, you know? So I was just making sure her eyelashes were even. Kind of just went with default eyelash shape, so it should be alright. Oh, that's right, I want to squidge her head down. I'll do that in post, I guess. Just do it, make your dreams come true, exactly. But yeah, it's fun enough. A great way to spend an afternoon. It's easy to just like kind of pick up and play for a little bit. You don't have to sit there and dedicate a bunch of time in a day, which is nice. I'm gonna change the shape of this necklace, I think. Cute. So yeah, it's fun. I have a lot of fun with it. It does kind of feel like it's missing a lot of stuff. Allison and I are both pretty sure it'll probably follow similar to Animal Crossing, sort of like frequent update kind of lifestyle, which is good. I think that's a good idea because it is kind of easy to just drop it. Yeah, a part of me is worried that it's like, once Tien Shinhan and I do get married, will I just stop playing the video game, you know? And updates would be a great way to keep you coming back, after you've achieved your cringy, me love life dreams. Is this a case of art mimicking reality? Yeah, unfortunately. John Ward did have a crush on me, and then he similarly didn't do anything. And then Tien Shinhan kind of entered the scene. So, I don't know, just waiting. Waiting forever. Here's the thing, IRL. Maybe it's bullheaded of me. I feel like I'm pretty decent at recognizing when a fella fancies me. The problem is, I just have not found a fella who fancies me who I also fancy. And again, maybe that's big of me. Maybe that's, oh, all these boys like me. Oh, I'm so pretty and popular. But, I don't know, I feel like I'm decent at getting a read on this. None of them, a few of them have ever, like, taken any kind of initiative and been like, hey, do you want to hang out even? Let alone, like, do you want to go on a date or something? So again, maybe I'm full of it. Incredibly possible. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, become my friend first. Could you please? But also, okay, there's a fellow at work who I've seen him at a distance. I don't know his name. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what department of the alien spacecraft he works in. But I think he's handsome. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do about that? How do I approach a fella? I don't know. You know? How do I approach a fellow and then and also be like, hi, I think you're handsome, but I'd like to become your friend first. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. It's tough. Picky. Listen, ladies, you should be picky. And fellas, you should be picky too. This game is so me, I wish I could play it. I wish upon all of you obtain a Nintendo Switch 2. Whether that be via gift or you finally, it's like, I want a game so bad I must obtain this. I hope you all get one. Your lives will be happier for it. Maybe you just need to go out with the boys that fancy you and try to see if you fancy them. No, I don't think so. See, here's the real rub about it. Allison is pretty certain that I'm demisexual. And the more I think about it, the more I think she's right. Which is just I want to be a friend first. And so that's the big problem, is that no one's becoming a friend first. I don't want to go out with the boys. I want to have a friend. And then I go, ooh, I think I like my friend. But oh no, we're friends, so I don't want to ruin our friendship. Oh, everything's so hard. Girl, I'm trying. Homie, same. Listen, there's no easy way to do any of this. You're just fantasizing that what they'd look like in a suit? No. Not particularly. Suits are whatever. Like, suits are grand, but they're kind of just whatever. Grand, but whatever. The average man will never understand the way a woman thinks. Then hit up that hot guy from across the spaceship and be friends. Just gotta figure out how to approach. Here's the thing, I've heard him, like, listening to an audiobook, but, like, he's always, like, moving a lot. He's like an active worker. And so I can't get, like, a read on what he's listening to. But I'm like, okay, so it's either war stuff, in which case that's a kind of a red flag, or it's sci-fi, which is an active green flag. And so if he could just be listening to his audiobooks close enough to me that I can, like, hear what's going on, or at least long enough for me to go, what you listening to? Then there you go. That's how you make friends. But yeah, it's hard because we are in totally different sections of the spaceship. It's easier to become friends with people who you're, like, actively working with. You know? Yay, it's Scorpio. She's the most Scorpio-looking character on planet Earth. Can't be any worse than me. I worked with this girl forever, and one day I asked her out. Turns out she was married. Yeah, that's the fear of it too, isn't it? How do you suss out a relationship on somebody? Oh, it's like, are you taken? I guess that's how you ask. You say, are you taken? My bestie wants to buy me a Switch 2. I told them not to waste their money on me, but they are impulsive, so I might get one from them. Here's what you could do. You say, don't waste your money on me. Let's go halvesies. And there you go. Then your friend can help you, but also then you're not taking the full burden of a new video game console all on your shoulders. Why not just, ask him? I don't know. It's because he's always over there. He doesn't know who I am. That's the thing. It's like, I'd like to... this is all fucking hard. There's a reason why I'm Queen of the Virgins. Color, Scorpio. I spelled Scorpio wrong. I didn't add the P. Scorio. I kind of have no idea what I want to do for her skin tone, so let's get her other colors in here. And finally, we've got a purple magical girl. Yeah, boy. Technically, it's maroon. Maroon is kind of between purple and red. Red-violet. But, I think we can play with kind of purple. I definitely want this to be darker, actually. Yes. That's a Scorpio color. There's a thing called an introduction. Well, I'm waiting for a good opportunity to make a good introduction. That's the problem when you're working in completely different departments, and one of the people is really busy. No, I don't want purple boots. I think I do want... I think I do want... Yeah, that's right. That's good. And then also on her shirt, but we're gonna get a houndstooth pattern on there, come hell or high water. I did just mix up magenta and maroon. You're so right. Let me Google maroon really quick. Also, twins. You're wrong in Queen of the Virgins as the arrow ace girly here. So here's the difference. Queen of the Virgins is a derogatory title. Maroon. Okay, no, yeah, that's red. Great, okay, so we can fuck a little bit more with red, but I do want to kind of stay in purple. We've got a lot of red girls already. You're Queen of the Virgins if you don't want to be one. Fake Urple fan. You're right. Oh, what a nice shade. That's a good... Sorry, I was taken by the nice shade of pink here. And then houndstooth. Why do I hate myself? Why fucking specifically houndstooth? What's wrong with me? I'm gonna be drawing, well, kind of chevrons for a bit here, so... Everyone get comfy. Perhaps you should leave a trail of breadcrumbs and gumdrops for him to follow. You're so right. That would work. That would work. Oh, but what if he's glued? What if he can't eat gluten? I think step number one is just figure out this guy's name. And how do I do that? I don't know, but here's hoping that at some point I am in a situation where I can say, hey, what you listening to? And that's about it. Copy paste. That wouldn't be any easier than just hand drawing a kind of chevron pattern. Sometimes you just gotta take the L and draw a pattern. I'm cool with being single, but I wouldn't mind being in a relationship, but I feel like everyone who I've ever shown interest in, who reciprocated the feelings, wanted a sexual relationship, and I'm asexual. That is definitely the folly of... Folly? The trials and tribulations of the ace member of a group is that people, you know, not everyone is ace, and that's so okay. But I know a lot of ace people struggle with relationships because of that. You know, you get partners who are like, okay, so, but I do want to have sex, and you're asexual, so that's cool, I'm not going to force you, but does that mean I can go, like, fuck other girls? And it's like, well, no. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with you, you know? And that's tough. Because, like, what if I fall in love with somebody and they're ace? And it's like, oh, damn. Well, I guess I guess I'll just jerk off for the rest of my life. So, I don't know. Relationships are messy and complicated, aren't they? Which is why I think we need to make sure we still value the power of platonic relationships. Because everyone likes a romantic partner. You know, well, everyone, asterisk, obviously. But friends are truly the, like, the family you need. Obviously, if you've got a good family, cool. Wow, okay, no, yeah, it's working. If you got a good family, that's great too. But friends, you know, people who you vibe with, not by blood, who you enjoy their time with. Not by blood and not for any sexual reason. Like, those are the people who are truly the ones who make or break your enjoyment in life. So everyone go out there and make a friend. Your life will be happier with friends. And it's way less scary. It's so easy to make friends, I will say. Yeah, I clam up when I've got a crush on somebody. But making friends is fucking easy mode, and I think that's why I feel like people tend to, I don't know, not fall for me in like a big-headed sounding way, but just, I'm friendly, I'm nice, and so people like hanging out. People like it when you're friendly and nice. They want to be your friend, so be a friend, and then you'll make more friends, and you'll be happy, and things will be cool. And maybe you'll fall in love, but who knows? I will say, for anyone Going out with a group of people helps. Gotta get out of the house more. Go to events with friends and their friends. If you can't find a way to go out with randos, then you make the plans. Find a way. Find an excuse even, lol. I know it's safe, but you guys gotta leave the house. I believe in you all. Messiah is truly correct. Touching grass does not mean literally standing in a field and getting your fingies up in some earthworms and such. Touching grass means interacting outside with people. Not with your headphones on. Going to the store to buy your groceries does not count. And yeah, engaging with others around you. Even you don't have to be besties, but just talk to people, and your body will thank you for it mentally. The world's angriest cheerleader. She really is. I didn't mean to make a cheerleader, but sometimes the character just takes over. I think I would like to get some more of this purple in her design. Oh, I figured out a way. I guess lean into the cheerleader, am I right? Friends is something I don't have. Well, what about me, Cupcake? We'll all be your friend. A friend doesn't have to be somebody you know in person, but I would encourage you to find some, because we all can't go out to like Denny's or whatever. But we can tide you over until you find some friends a little closer to home. No. Not a purple waistband. Cool. Alright, great. Awesome. Cool. And then, don't want to fuck up my good stripes there. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty shit right there. Goddamn. And then a single pop of a good yellow charm. And bringing in that maroon for real, we got red eyes. Hell yeah. Nice. Now I just need to figure out what skin tone I'm doing here. I'm probably not a lighter skin tone. I don't want it to clash with this pink. Maybe getting your fingies up in some earthworms is what finds you a boyfriend, you know? If you enjoy getting your fingies up in some earthworms, don't let us stop you. I'm craving a slam. I'm sorry. I'm at IRL. I'm an introvert. Well, you can find friends IRL too. I believe in you. If I can, you can. Here's the tip. It doesn't have to be a bestie. You know, it doesn't need to be someone you'd be willing to live with. But even just someone who you enjoy seeing at work, that's a good enough friend, you know? Tanned with tan lines? It's kind of a lot. I think, let's get our skin tone in here. I think I kind of want it to be a bit of a medium skin tone. I also haven't colored in her eyes all the way. What's wrong with me? Wow, pretty. Cool. Nice. That was an easy one to find. And a final piece is we'll get a little bit of that. No, we'll get the red pop. Over here. And we got Scorpio. Wow. So cute. What a cool gal. And look, our skin tone variation has gone up significantly. Yippee! The boots make it look like she's wearing cowboy chaps. Yeah, I kind of wanted to imply a sort of chaps shape. Cool. I think chaps are cool. Chap boots. The Twiins Inc. Super Denny's adventure. Listen, sometime I'll go to some big anime con and I'll meet up with the Sprinkles and we'll all go to Denny's. So yippee! Great work today, if I do say so myself. So much variety. Look, and we got 2 whole rows finished. We got the water signs and the air signs. Superfly. Is that a promise? It's a threat. What's the next best thing if a Denny's is not available? Technically an Applebee's. Or an IHOP. I've actually never been to Denny's. I don't have one where I live. They're kind of mid, but like in a good way. It's just breakfast foods. Yeah, you put egg and ham on a sandwich, and that's most of what Denny's has to offer. Good pancakes with a lot of like whipped cream and shit on them. There you go. That's really it. You're done with your Summer Tetto sketch. How fun. Oh, Waffle House. I've never been to Waffle House. That'd be fun. So yeah, don't forget about Summer Tetto. I eagerly anticipate your submissions for that one. Really fun. You have plenty of time, so don't like start fretting about it. But yeah, if you need more stuff to listen to while working away, I've got, I did a Jeopardy with, Allison and Critter. I hosted, they answered fun trivia about Pokemon. And also on Twiins 2, I've got a funny video where I played Elden Ring. Just fucking around in Elden Ring, really. So yeah, you've always got those, and everything should be ready to rock and roll. I should have a, hi Stinko. Pippin is Stinko. Everyone should be ready. I should have a VOD up later today, too. So yay, yippee. That'll be the VOD for, my safari adventures in Pokemon. Which we will be returning to Pokemon, don't worry. But I'm glad we've gotten so much work done with our magical girls. We've still actually got a lot of work to do as well. Once I draw Taurus, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, I've got to add some lighting. I think some basic shading and lighting. I don't think we need to go too hard on it, but we do still need to add that, and some background stuff for the girls. I want to have their constellations behind them. So yeah, there you go. Those are the Plaays stands. So yippee. Yahoo! Fun video, Jigglypuff viewed from above and everything. Hell yeah. There's a big con in September. I'm down for a Denny's meet and greet. Well, here's the big thing, is like, can I go? I don't know. Travel is expensive. So shrugs emoji. We'll see. She's back to cranking out the content machine. It's true, it's true. I edited some shorts earlier, and I've got another big stupid project on my back burner. It's not an art-related one, nothing I need to draw, but it is gonna be a big dumb video. Really excited for that to get 1,000 views. That won't happen for a little bit though, so yay. Yay, thumbs up. Have a fun magical girl May. Twiins making videos again. God is real. I never stopped. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'll see you on the flip side. Drink your vegetables, eat your water, make smart choices. And goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.